The sounds heard in the opening moments of this video are not creaks in the Small's armor. It is not rusty pipes. It's obviously not the sound of shoppers. No, ladies and gentlemen, the constant thud you hear crashing into the plastic skylights above is from, quite frankly, what the Small has turned into. Shit. That's right. The number one tenant and occupant of this mall is a rare species of seagulls. Protected by their wildlife status, they now reign supreme, or reign supreme, I should say, rather, over this disgusting piece of property. But long before winged French fry peasants enchanted the rooftops of this mall, 1976 to be exact, the Myers C. Wiener Company, go ahead, get your laughs in, proposed building a mall along Pipestone Road, and in a stroke of genius, proposed calling said place Pipestone Mall. Geez, how original. Having settled on a more conventional name, the mall was dubbed the Orchards Mall after the apple fields that occupied the space previously. 1979 came and the Westcor Company opened the mall, boasting a JCPenney, Sears, and then later on in the early 90s an Elder Beerman. Walgreens, however, did the mall no early favors, jumping ship in the mid-1990s to remain vacant for a decade until Jo-Ann Fabrics gave it a go at the mall in around the early 2000s. The mall initially did well, as they tend to do, and as it was part of a larger urban renewal project, but by 1999 it was already under new management from General Growth Properties. They made an honest attempt to give the mall some bolstering, adding a Bath & Body Works and a couple of others, but as it usually tends to go, these efforts are sometimes fruitless. As I mentioned, this was short-lived as the mall was sold again to Sequoia Investments in 2002, and shortly after KB Toys called it quits, as did Ponderosa a bit earlier in about 97. And eventually, the first hammer would fall as Sears closed up shop in 2009. The typical story weaves itself upon us here when slumlord Mike Cohan and his retail group bought the mall in 2014. The dominoes continued to fall in the following years with anchor store Carson's Clothing, and that was sold again in 18. The mall was to Durga LLC. JCPenney was the last soldier to close up shop in 19, and fast forward to 2021, and this mall is basically a ghost town. So this mall is one of the most unique experiences I have ever had. As I mentioned, when you're walking through this mall, the only sounds you hear are the buzzing lights and the birds leaving their droppings on the roof, which sounds like they are kamikazing themselves right into the roof. It is really quite surreal. I'm going to do something a little bit, not so much uncommon, but something I don't do a ton here. I'm going to let the natural ASMR sounds of this mall play, as I want you guys to hear the ambience of the buzzing lights and all these things that I heard while I was going through this property. If you are in the Benton Harbor area, I highly recommend checking this mall out. It is quite the unique experience. There is an arcade which you're going to see called Slackers. If you do go there, please give them some business and support local business. There are a few local people in the mall who are opening up new stores, and I do hope the best for them. Sometimes they have false hope, but I really do hope the best for them. They were very kind to me in my trip to this mall, so I'm going to let you guys enjoy the natural sounds of this mall, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Please check me out on Instagram at AcesAdventures1, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So how long has this place been open for? Like, how long have you had the business
14
here for?
years.
14 years, okay.
Yes.
And it's always been you, and is that your dad, or?
It's my cousin.
Your
It's
cousin.
been me and my dad until my dad passed away 5 years ago.
Players, okay. So that's
And I've
good.
been attempting to do everything I can to stay.
Stay, yeah. So if you're in the Benton Harbor area, come stop at Slackers. They have a laser tag too.
The laser tag, arcade, bounce houses will be back up probably by the end of the month.
Okay, bounce house, and they got some snacks and stuff. So come support a local business because they need it now more than ever. I love that. That's old school.
Most of my stuff is old school.
That's what I like. I was just in Vegas recently at the Pinball Hall of Fame. That was unreal.
Plus they have old school games. That's what I like playing.
Oh, Die Hard. That's sweet. Mouse Attack. I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, so I'm going to narrate this the best I can here at the end of the video. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I'm sure I'll talk about it in the video, but there are literally white speckles everywhere. And yes, I myself did not get crapped on, thankfully, but there is bird droppings, hundreds of them, literally everywhere. There is a huge, massive seagull infestation in this parking lot. My mind is literally blown. There are feathers all over the ground. I have never in all of my years seen anything like this before. Absolutely mind-blowing. I didn't even think this place was open when I pulled it up, to be honest with you. Thankfully they only got my windshield though and not me. So unbelievable. This is as close to an abandoned mall that's still open as you can possibly get.